Welcome and welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about strength. More specifically, should your kettlebell coach be strong? Stick around and find out our thoughts on that. Roger, what do you think? I would consider you one of my kettlebell coaches.
I'm strong.
You're strong. All right, I'm a kettlebell coach. I feel strong. Is that it? We're good?
I think it's a little bit complicated than that.
All right, damn, always is.
I shared this as a poll on Instagram and got a pretty overwhelming response for yes, a kettlebell coach should be strong. I want to say like 77% of people.
In fairness, I marked no, but on accident. So
78%. A lot of people marked yes. However, I did get some really good messages about it, and I really just wanted to know what people thought.
Right.
So I hadn't shared any of my thoughts, and to be honest, it's not a question I would have answered without understanding what does strong mean.
Yeah, I was
and what
say,
does
let's
good
start
mean.
there.
But let's talk about some of these things, because I think it really comes down to when we understand what is essential in our own training and in our own coaching, I think we make some progress. So first of all, does your kettlebell coach need to be strong? I would say yes, but with a very specific qualification. And I think that the strength can come as a relative thing. Mm-hmm. So if I am 5'2", 117 pounds, I should be strong relative to the other people my size.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
And I also think that a big caveat is, where am I in my life cycle? So, I've been coaching for about 20 years. You've been coaching for a bunch. I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. So let's say I'm a little 80-year-old man. I'm still going to be pressing some kettlebells as heavy as I can, but I'm not going to be able to do what I once did.
Right.
And I think it goes without saying that I still will have a lot to share after years and years of doing this stuff. So I think that having gone through it is a relevant part of the process. And I think you could probably attest to this in going through kettlebell certifications and training through certain standards. You not only learn about the theory of strength, but you go through a process of unlocking it. You understand setbacks. There are certain physical things that you participate in and have to work through. Not to mention, does your theory work? If I'm preaching, do this, do that, but it doesn't work in practice, and if I can't make it work, and if I can't feel the right language or the right body part, a lot of the stuff that I learned to teach other people comes from my own practice, right. Which is why I always make sure that I work out. So I do think that there is a history of strength that is probably important, even if it's not current. Mm-hmm. And I think that's probably a fair place to start with, just the defining of strength.
Okay, so that's a good definer of strength. So you said another one is good. Is it good? I think it is good that you're strong, for the simple fact that if you've gone through that journey and you're strong, you inspire that your student to get stronger and trust the process, especially mentioning what you've gone through and being like, I work out so I understand the concepts that I teach and understand what doesn't work. But also I think to be able to have the different ways to pivot for different people and their different bodies. Mm-hmm. You talk a lot about body types and structures and how people are set up, and it's very important to it because, a half body weight press could be, for someone of different size, is going to make a difference in like how easy that is for them.
Sure.
And does that measure their strength? Well, maybe they're strong in another area because that's what their body affords. So long story short, good.
I think so. It's obviously, like it always is with me.
Depends.
more complicated than that.
Underwear.
And the world is filled with coaches who are strong and bad.
Yeah, no doubt. In fact, some of the strongest ones are the worst because they're like, yeah, that's it. You can do it too.
So they're bad in a variety of ways. They're bad at teaching. They don't understand how to get. And maybe they're naturally born freaks and they're just very strong and they don't know how to go from from what they innately understand and can do to teach it to other people. And some of them have horrible technique. We're not in the habit of calling people out, but if we did, we would have a list.
Yeah, we might even have said list. So don't cross us.
But those people, I would say, I don't care the number on the side of the belt. If I see someone, chucking up a 48, press like it's nothing with horrible form, that person's not necessarily strong. They could be a lot stronger. They may be able to do the same thing with the 64 if they knew anything about technique. Yeah. So we have to, strength alone does not define a good coach. But I do think there's something valuable in going through the process. And I think one of the things that really I've been thinking about and thought about is the value of experience. Is when coaches tell you, I've been coaching for X amount of time. I've been coaching for about 20 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have 20 years experience? Or do you have 1 year of experience repeated 20 times?
Okay, yeah.
And that was not my saying. I've heard it a bunch of times, but it's very true that your experience can build. I mean, think of a very old bad person.
Can I say their name?
If you want.
No, I won't. I won't say Clint Eastwood's name. All right.
But when you,
I'm just kidding. I don't know him as a person. So
when you have somebody who has been alive for a long time, they've had a lot of experience of being alive, but that doesn't mean they're good at it.
They're not getting better along the way.
No. So just a simple act of I've been coaching for X amount of time doesn't make you good. It doesn't make you an expert. It just means that you've shown up. That's valuable.
You're good
I
at
guess.
consistency.
But the question is, what are you doing to evolve? And the whole idea of experience, I think, is really important. So if I think the take home here is that people are thinking about their own training or their own coaching is, do I understand how to generate strength? And that is important. There is a practical application of strength that theory alone does not convey by itself. You need to understand how to get strong relative to you. You need to feel the techniques or have felt the techniques in order to really do this, in my opinion. So there is a practical element. Sometimes someone can walk in and just spot something like, oh, put your foot there. That happens.
Yeah.
But that's not the same thing as consistently, showing up every day and coaching someone, with kettlebells. And I think the other thing that's really important is don't just rely on what someone can do, because just because someone can do something that looks neat or fun or cool does not mean that they are a good coach. And the third thing is experience. Experience should have a quality component to it. So it doesn't matter, I've been training kettlebells for X amount of time.
Yeah.
I can say personally that I have accelerated my knowledge in the past year of kettlebells tenfold beyond what all the other previous years of my training, because I focused on them so much.
Yeah.
So it's not just about the time you put in, it's what kind of quality. Are you doing the same old shit over and over again, or are you doing some investigating and digging? Are you pulling this apart, putting it back together? Those are all valuable things, and those are things to consider when you're looking for a strength coach or when you're trying to be your own strength coach.
Yeah, certainly. I can't agree more with any of those. And ultimately, make sure you're evolving. Just like you said, I think that's been the greatest thing as far as my almost 10 years in coaching is I think about how I started and how I am now and how much further I have to go just by seeing my peers in action as well. So, there's always something. So keep going. Anything else?
No, I think we're good.
All right, cool. Hey, make sure if you like this video to do the thumbs up and like that. Or if you don't like it,
do the thumbs up anyway.
Do the thumbs up. Yeah, show us some love. I mean, come on, we work hard at this. And if you want to know something, put a comment, put a question. We'd love to hear from you. And stay strong.
Oh, wow, that was